Okay, guys. So this right here is a over-the-shoulder holster. Um, Get that off there. It's a made in the U.S. Everything you see here is made in the U.S. The holster, the little buckles, um, are made in the U.S. This right here, the plastic thing, made in the U.S. The Velcro, military Velcro, made in the U.S. All this made in the U.S. I can't remember the name of the company, um, which I'm gonna kick myself for because they gave me a card, and I ended up doing some laundry today, and left it in the jeans, and it got destroyed. Um, yeah, I can't remember the name of the company. Um, it was $40 for this. Oh, and by the way, the balaclava was $10. So this, I knew when I'm going to the gun show, I was gonna get one of these. Um, Not a Rothko one, but I just wanted balaclava. So $10 was a heck of a deal. So anyways, back to this. Uh, this is my Glock 22. Of course, it's loaded, so it's empty. And this goes in here like so. Oh wait, sorry. It goes in this way. Oh wait, what am I talking about? Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to look at this and look at the camera at the same time. And then it goes round, and then it buckles onto that. Um, so there's your thumb buckle. Press it, it releases this. Um, and they have the holster where it's not as big as this, so it's more sleek, so more thinner, and that's if you don't have a laser flashlight on your Glock. I ended up buying the laser in the Glock, or the laser and the flashlight on the Glock for the Glock, so I ended up going with this one. This is $40. This right here straps to your belt, and it'll actually keep it in place. So if you're running, it'll stay in place, and it'll also keep your pants up. Um, so I really like it. I tried it at the gun show. It felt okay, um, and I tried it yesterday, and I don't know. I'll do some more testing on this. The reason I ended up purchasing this holster is because I come home late at night, and I live out pretty much facing the country, and there's some coyotes, and most coyotes are not aggressive, like they're afraid of people. Um, but just for my own protection, I ended up buying this. There's a few times where I've seen some guy walking in the park, um, like at 2, 3 in the morning, and I don't know why, but they're just walking under. Um, and I know this is gonna sound kind of scary, but sometimes they have a swing set over there, and at 2 in the morning I can hear it, and I can hear people talking like kind of like in a loud voice over there. So that's to me that's pretty freaking scary because I mean, who in the heck would go play in the swings at 2, 3 in the morning when with no light? Like literally, there's no light. They don't have a flashlight. Uh, they don't have. I don't even know if it's people. It could be a ghost or something. Um, the only light is the poles for the parking lot, but that's about it. And you cannot see the playground with that type of with the pole on the parking lot with a light. Um, but I can definitely hear people talking, uh, like they're arguing, but they're swinging back and forth in the kids' playground. So I ended up going with this. This is something I can throw real quick. It takes less than 10 seconds to put on. So I come home, put it on, and take the dog to go to the bathroom. That's why I ended up going with this. And then this one has a design where you put your magazines through the bottom. Um, So you put it in here at the bottom, like so. Okay, and then you Velcro it, and that's it. And then you want to access your magazine, pull the Velcro. Okay. And the magazine drops. Um, and all this one right here, so this will be underneath your arm, so kind of like in your armpit. And then this one too, this is going to be like on your armpit. And then you reach over here with your right hand, pull it out. And then the thing about this is that you can, if you're left-handed, you can just flip this around, and now you got a left shoulder holster on you. So that's it on that one. Let's see. The other thing you guys are probably looking at is this right here. When I went to the gun show, I knew I wanted a canteen. And by the way, I'm going to upload a video later on today on my camel bag that I purchased. Not at the gun show, but I purchased it online. So, my idea with the water for your bago bag, or let's say you're going to go camping, is that to me, having one Nalgene bottle or at one canteen is not enough. You don't know when you're gonna get to a water source, be a stream, a lake, a river. So that's one, right? Uh, so you never know when you're gonna get to a water source. So let's say you run out of water, and you've been looking for 2-3 hours and you still haven't found nothing. Now you're feeling weak. Now you're feeling dehydrated a little bit. And you got to take a rest. And now you take a rest, and you got to start walking again, find yourself some water. So with me, I have always wanted to carry a gallon of water, which I know can sound a little bit excessive, especially for the weight, but you got to realize you never know when you're going to get water. So if I finish my camelback and the only thing I have is this, then that's telling me, I have a few hours to look for some water. Now, if I go camping and I know where I'm going to be at, then yeah, I'm not going to need, a gallon of water. But still, for a bago bag, make sure you definitely carry enough water with you. Because let's say, okay, so you've been hiking for 3 hours and you got to take a break, and it's mid-afternoon and you got to eat a meal. So if you have mountain house, you're gonna need water. So now you gotta decide, okay, so I have one canteen bottle. Either I can boil the water that I have left and eat a meal, or drink some water. Which one's gonna be? So especially some of these people, like I know the MREs don't take a lot of water. They just need a little bit to kind of heat it up. But those MREs are too big. Me personally, I like a granola bar, some nuts, and a mountain house, which is very lightweight. The only problem is that you need a cup for that. Um, so that's a cup of water that you're going to use to eat a meal versus a cup of water that you can drink, right? So to me, if you're going to go camping or backpacking or a bago bag, one of these, especially the military ones, is not going to cut it. So I ended up going with this one. This is a 39 ounce. My throat is kind of hurting a little bit. I ended up putting some water in there last night to see what it tastes like. It tastes pretty good. I did wash it, by the way. So there's 2 styles right now that you can go for. You can get this one from the Pathfinder School. This is Dave Canterbury's, I guess, canteen. You can also go with a GI aluminum can, and those are, I guess, about the same weight, maybe a few ounces less. the issue with the uh, military aluminum ones that I've come across is that I used to have one, and it worked really great. I bought it at the gun show too. Um, but one time when I went camping, I ended up boiling some water and put the lid back on, and it kind of expanded a little bit. And I guess those are welded, and it started leaking a little bit. So I ended up wiping it off and was wondering why it was still wet, and it was like dripping, and I wiped it and it's still dripping. So that lasted me a few months later, and then it got a hole in it, and then just started dripping water. So anytime it got like, by, it was like somewhere like here. Every time I put water in it, if it got over that point, it would just stop flipping water. So to me, not such a good canteen. The GI military ones. So I ended up going with this one. I've seen this one on video on YouTube, and I was definitely wanting to purchase one. This one ended up costing me, well, the whole package cost me $60. Yeah, $60. Um, the So this right here goes all the way to the front. You flip it back, put it in there. So the one thing I don't like about this is this right here. I asked the guy, what do you guys have this for? And he said, well, that's the stove, so you can put this on top, and it'll boil your water. And then you put your little sticks, you make some coals, put the coals underneath, and you start feeding it some twigs and some sticks. But to me, that is pretty much pointless, because if you're going to start a fire, you're going to start a fire. You're not going to start a tiny little fire and then fit it some twigs and some, little sticks, and then make a little tiny coal area. If you're going to start a fire, you just start a fire and then boil your water. So to me, this is useless. I don't like it. It's dead weight. I don't know what I'll do with it. I just don't want it. And then you got your thing for the air, and then you got these ports back here where air goes through it. I don't see the use for this. This to me is useless. It's dead weight. So if you're gonna boil water, you're gonna start a fire, set that on the coals, and you got yourself a fire going. Now, and then you also have your cup, so if you're going to start a fire, set it on the coals, let the water boil, and then you got water. There's no need to start a tiny fire and then put it there and then wait for it to boil, and then put this one there, wait for it to boil. Start a fire, put both of them, and you got water boiling. The reason I went with this one as well is because, as I mentioned before, I have a Camelback. It's a Ow. Give me a second. There we go. I dropped this. It's 100 ounces or 3 liters, which is a few ounces short of a gallon. So with this, so it'll be 39 ounces plus 100 ounces. It'll be 139 ounces. So that's why I went with that one, because I wanted to be able to carry more water. So 100 and so this plus the platypus or the Camelback is 139 ounces, and there's 128 ounces in 1 U.S. gallon. So I'm carrying a little bit more than a gallon, which is good for me because I drink a lot of water. But anyways, the reason I went with this style is I also have the plastic canteens, U.S. military issue canteens, and the problem with those is that you only have the cup to boil water. You cannot really boil water in the plastic canteens that you have for the, you can buy them at the gun show for like $5 or $8, which I had two, and then I ended up losing one. So with this, I can boil water twice as fast. I can use this, to boil water, and I can use this to boil water. So what I can do is I can boil water on this one and boil water in this, use this to start drinking some water, and use this to put it in my Camelback, after I let it cool down for a minute, and then boil some more water again, and then put this again in my Camelback, and then put this in my Camelback, and now I got a gallon ready to go. And then all I need to do is boil once more on this one, and now I have a gallon of purified water that I boil. So this is great because you can boil water twice as fast. I can probably get me a cooking kit. Um, that's still debatable for me. I don't know if I want one. So to me, right now it's just boiling water, which this does a great job. So this goes on there like that, and then push it up there. Bring this to the front. Put that in there. And you got one whole unit. But again, this stove-looking thing, that's useless. I don't even want it. So I'm gonna pause this, and the next one's gonna be the Glock 22.